And hello to all my Aries friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for July 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a Celtic cross spread. It is a very good spread for general readings because it looks a little bit in the past, a little bit in the future, but mostly focuses on what's going on right now, which in this case is July. It's also the only spread that really devotes a card to the environment, so it gives an interesting perspective. They've asked that I conclude your spread with no extra at the end, which usually means they want us to focus on the meat and potatoes of the spread, in which case is the Celtic cross. We are going to conclude your reading though with a runestone, so that'll tie the whole thing in together. Interesting things lie ahead. Let's see what July has in store for you, Aries. The cards are already shuffled. We'll waste no more time. We'll get into it right now, guys. I'm going to bring you in right now here so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you are ready to have a great July. And we are on and recording. What I am doing now are my ritual cuts. I do this every single time, guys. Cuts each deck into 3 different pieces, put it back together in a separate order. Satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Same procedure for personal private readings, just like you're here with me now. So here we go for Aries, Celtic cross. This is you and all that you are. This is what crosses you. This is what's before you, the recent past. This is what's in front of you, the near future. This is what's above you, off the screen. That's what's above you, something that you're aware of. And this is what's below you, probably off the screen there. Yeah, Celtic crosses are hard to get this right. I'll move the camera so you guys can see this better. This is what's below you, something you're not aware of. Always an interesting card for me. Then I have running up the sides with 7, 8, 9, and number 10. I'm going to bend it in just so you can see a little bit better. First thing I need to address are inverts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a lot inverted. I'm going to do a discard. They actually want it read that way, so we're blocked out for a lot of different themes on purpose. Interesting to see what that's all about. Going to go ahead and move my cross here a little bit, get organized. Major themes, angel cards. Couple, just 2 really. Here's one, and here's another one. So more than likely we're looking at a short and sweet reading for the month of Aries in July. Okay guys, now it's just a matter of letting you see it all. All right, so the top of the cross up here with my 8 of cups inverted. You can see the main cross right there. Can you see the bottom of it? It's right where my holder is, so I'm not sure. I think you can see it. And then running up the sides here, we got 7, 8, angel card, 9, and 10, final outcome. So let's get to it, guys. Let's talk about July. Okay, Aries, first thing right at the beginning. We got to start at the beginning. What crosses you right now is just little stuff. Little stuff. They don't want you to worry about it. This is stuff that it may not feel little to you. You know, that's very, I guess, subjective. You know, to say that, for some people, this may seem like a big deal what you're going through currently. But from Spirit's point of view, from Spirit's perspective, they're like, well, this is little human drama stuff. This is really not something they should worry about. This is going to pass, or this is just not a big deal. Okay, so whatever you got going on right here, right off the bat, is coming in as that, and they want you to kind of get over it. This is just little stuff that's just got to, you know, be swept away, swept under the rug, move on, forgive, forget, that kind of thing. They do show what crosses you is taking great pride in something, so you may be a little upset that somebody else is not matching your energy there, that they're not taking great pride in something like you are. And it doesn't matter if this is like in the relationship, it doesn't matter if this is something to do with work or finances or kind of where this fits, but that's what they show. They show you taking great pride in something and you want other people to do the same. Okay, let's take this a little seriously. That's very much the vibe. So very, very serious Aries vibes to start with. As we move into the past position, this is showing something that is recently, you know, still attached to you, still eking in a little bit here. I have a queen inverted. I'm trying to think. I'm going to do another card there just to make sure we're not talking about a person, and we're not. Okay, so a lack of nurturing with work coming in from the recent past. So they want you to continue to work toward work type things in the month of July. It needs a little bit of love. It needs a little bit of mothering love. You know, got to nurture this a little bit, Get it boosted up, get your work corner aligned, get it in shape. Because of what comes next. Because of when I read the future card, we have another queen. I'm going to do another discard, just make sure we're not talking about a person. We're still not. So they're going on a theme here. You can see this very clearly from my point of view. I wish I had the overhead to show you right now. But basically, moving into the future position of not taking care of your finances is not enough. Needing nurturing, the nurturing is the queen, needing nurturing of the finances. So that's why they want the work thing straight, is so it doesn't affect your finances. Make sure that you're getting enough hours at work. Make sure you're in a job that's going to pay enough for the bills. Make sure that, you couldn't be doing more to improve your situation. Maybe you could get a second job. Maybe you could get another revenue stream somehow. Depends on what's going on for you specifically, but that is the past moving into the future. They want this to be kind of you to get squared up with it so that you're not caught off guard with anything, and that you're basically ready to handle, whatever, not even just July, but what August, September, and so forth have to throw at you, that you're basically ready to go. So as long as you're nurturing those two areas, because they're very intertwined, and that's how it works for most people. Work affects your finances. That's how most of us make our money. So no different here. Moving into the above position, guys, here they're showing you something you're aware of, and this is that you're very much ground in, very much dug into something. Now, there's a hesitancy to leave something behind here, and I'm not sure what it is, if this has to do with the work, money dilemma that I just talked about, or if this specifically for you is something to do with love. Maybe you're having a hard time getting over somebody, moving past somebody that you dated, or an ex or something like that. And they don't show me that you actually should be getting over this person. So I'm not here to tell you whether you should or you should not, but they're definitely coming from spirit saying that we're aware of this, that you're having issues with this, or this is where you're at. Thank goodness you're aware of it, because if you weren't, if this is something going on subliminally that you just had no attention of whatsoever, this could be a very big problem. But the fact that you're aware of it, I feel much better about it, because then you can just figure it out, you can solve it, you can act accordingly to get it rectified. So that's what they show in the above position. The bottom position is always much more interesting to me, because now we're talking about something you do not know. Here they're saying is that you have a ton of patience. You may feel, Aries, that patience is not your strong suit. In fact, it's usually not for the Aries sign. However, they're coming in and interjecting and saying, no, objection. That's not true. The Aries that are viewing this video and that are dealing with some of the situations that I've talked about, of course, this is not going to hit everybody the same way. This is a general reading, but you guys have more patience than you think you do. You can deal with this very high road. You don't have to get into the lower energies of insults and arguments and fights and disagreements. You have the patience to get through this. They want to bring in gentleness with my Oracle Angel card with it. So that's just basically being gentle, not only with others, but with yourself too. So don't expect too much of yourself. You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta recharge the batteries. You gotta, just like you plug your phone in, for the morning so it's recharged, you gotta do the same thing with you, with yourself. So don't run yourself out of juice. Make sure you're recharging. Have patience. And when this comes in, you're just also going to have to keep exuding this patience. You've done such a good job of it, but at the same time, when it comes up, we need a continuance of it. They're saying you're going to need to continue to keep being patient in the month of July while the situations that I'm describing are working themselves out. And environments too. So put yourself in good places, good environments. We're going to talk about the environment card in just a minute, but let's before that, let me get into number 7, card number 7. Right here we have the advice column, and they're talking about small little road bumps, small little things that get in your way. Do not let this bother you. This is like I describe this as a speed bump. You're driving down the road and you have to slow down for the speed bump or the speed hump if it's a bigger version of that. So you slow the car down, you hit the speed bump, and then you pick up speed. You get back to where you were, and that's kind of the same momentum advice that they're giving you here. It's like, don't let a small setback ruin your month. Don't let a small setback ruin what you're trying to do with work and to finances. Don't let a small setback mess up your patience and the fact that you're trying to leave something, or even if you choose to stay, don't let it ruin it. Okay, this is small setbacks. Key word there is small, guys. You guys can overcome any of this. Don't let it deter you. And when that comes up, likely July is going to give you some speed bumps. Never in life are we ever on highway cruise control and things are just good forever. Nobody lives that life. That's not possible in the world of duality, and that's just not how it works. So there's always ups and downs, ebbs and flows, and this is just a small setback. No worries. Aries are good. As we move up into the environment card here, this is kind of like where I was going with my earlier kind of move with when I was talking about the environment and paying attention to put yourself in good environments, because for some of you, they're bringing up toxicity in the environment. So this is probably the reason that they wanted me to do a Celtic cross for my Aries. Some of you are just not in a very good environment for growth or for what you're trying to do with work. This may be a work environment. This may have nothing to do with your family. Or for others of you, this could be the home situation and the relationship situation too. So you can see for different Aries, different things, different strokes for different folks, but this needs to be straight. Aries, for whatever reason, this is almost the driver. This is the key to your whole reading. You need to have a good environment, whatever it takes. So if it's a bad work environment, let me give you that example. If it's a bad work environment, you got to get another job. You got to put yourself in a better work environment that will give you room to grow instead of inhibit you and hold you down. Okay. Same thing with home. Same thing with relationships. Same thing with a health situation. If a health situation's holding you down, that could be toxic too. You're pumping your body full of something terrible. Maybe for some people they're bad with gluten. Some people are bad with just carbs in general. And, I'm just giving you a couple of things. There's obviously a whole list of hundreds of different things I could ramble off here. But so different things. The environment needs a little bit of cleaning up, guys. Got to clean it up. No toxicity in the month of July for my Aries. So if there's anything from this reading that you take home and put to use, is really try to purify your environment. And that's also including the people you surround yourself with, because that's environment as well. So choose wisely. They also bring up outdoors. So a lot of you can improve your environment by getting outdoors a lot, getting into nature, getting grounded. That's what the best part about going to the beach is, getting your feet in the sand, getting around water, even if it's at a lake or a pond. Water is a huge conductor of energy, and just nature in general is very grounding. So whether it's going on a little hike, getting out into nature, whatever version of that fits you geographically, July is a good time to do that, guys. Very, very strong time to change the environment into more natural. Moving up our list, number 9, this is hopes and fears. Here they're showing action with money. Okay, obviously this is probably a hope. I guess for some people it could be a fear if you're very tight with your money and you don't like spending it, but we have a hope and a fear coming in for money action. So for everybody, this is going to be a little bit different. Very hard to read in a general reading, but this is like just illusionary things, because whether it's a hope or a fear, you're either hoping for something for the future or you're in fear of something for the future. And the future is not here right now. All we have is the present moment. So whether this is, and the other, since it's a pentacle, it's my Knight of Pentacles. And a pentacle is basically a coin. So for a lot of you, this is a financial hope or fear that they're referring to, but also health can come in with the pentacles. So something with health could be a hope or fear of yours too. They bring in action. I view that one of two ways. One way is that they're describing what is going on. Your hopes or your fears, depending on what side of the glass half full, glass half empty you are at, is showing a lot of action. Okay, so that's actually good. There's good money action or there's good health action coming in there with your hopes and fears. And if that's not what they're referring to, that is the advice, is to get moving with this and to figure out to get your present correct so that you don't have to be worried so much about the future, whether it's a fear or a hope. Even if it's a very positive thing, live in the moment, live in the present time, which right now is July. So let's take care of July, Aries. And then to wrap up the month, they do show my Two of Cups. It's inverted, so it's saying that there is a hesitation or a little bit of something that's got somebody a little upside down. Long story short, and that can mean a lot of different ways. This could also be blocked, like companionship, and it doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. This could be on a delay. That's why it's blocked. It could be blocked because it's not here now. Maybe something gets really good with your relationship later. Maybe July is just not the time when it really bursts into bloom. You know what I mean? This could be very strong in August, for example. And they're just letting you know here that, July is going to be a growth. It's not going to be that boom explosion of love in the month of July. So this is a slower growth, and it's also two entities come up there, so it may not even be referring to a relationship. Let's say you're dating somebody else. Let's say you're completely single and you don't have anybody else. This could be a relationship between you and another person, because every kind of interaction we have with somebody is a relationship. Not all relationships are romantic. We have friend relationships. We have pet relationships, all kinds of different relationships, guys. So they're just showing that there is something a little bit off that needs a little energy or is on a delay. So expect that in July. And, basically they're just letting you know that so that you don't get sidetracked by, something like, let's say a friend comes in and says, hey, had something really terrible happen and I have to leave, for a few weeks. So you're not going to see your best friend for like a few weeks because she's, going to travel to see her family. Something happened, right? So that could be throwing the friendship off. That would be very indicative of the card I just described. Of course, that example is not for everybody. It's just giving you an idea of the vibe of what's going on. And, don't worry about it. Know that, it's going to bounce back. They're going to come back, or whatever is going to happen is going to rectify itself and get taken care of. Now let's get into your rune stone. That was a very big Celtic cross. Rune stone here for Aries for July. There we go. Let me show you this guy right here. Holding it upside down. Got to show it to you this way. There we go. Now it's correct. This is the rune stone, Aries, for flow. Going with the flow. Don't be rigid. Let the month play out. Be patient. Goes back to that patient card quite a bit, because if you weren't patient, that would be going against the flow. That would be going against the current and the river and so forth. So that makes a lot of, it ties in a lot of part of this reading, really. Go with the flow. Don't be rigid. Enter these changes, and even the parts that are challenging. Like we talked about the speed bumps. These are something that you can just hit and get back on course. Go with the flow, go with the current. Now also, before I wrap up and let you guys go, I do want to go over your moon cycles with you. That is something I do for you guys every single month. I feel like it's very important. It's going to tie into a few things in this reading as well. As you will see, we have the full moon coming in first in July. That comes in July 13th. That's the best time to get anything out of your life that just doesn't fit anymore. Anything. Even if it's the hesitation about holding on to something, resisting letting go. If you're trying to get anything out of your life, I would target the middle of the month for that. It doesn't have to be on July 13th. Anytime towards that middle of the month is good for it. And it doesn't even have to be about love or work or finances. It can be anywhere, really, anything in life that you're trying to get rid of it all. Even if it's wrapping up a project, even if it's getting rid of old junk, getting rid of people, all these kind of things, getting a new job, changing your finances, getting rid of some finances, all these kind of things. Full moon energy. We have new moon coming in July 28th, end of the month. That's what I want you guys to focus the most on. We have a little bit of new moon energy coming in from June early in the month, but late in the month is the key. That's the big one there. So focus on it. That's when you want to bring anything new into your life. Attract it all right in toward the end of July. That could be new love. That could be something new with work that you're trying to do, something new financially, something new with health, diet, or exercise. Doesn't matter what it is. End of July is the best time to get that to stick. If any of this confuses you, I have a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is on my website, scottsagent.com. It's parked on the videos page. Go to the bottom there. You can check that out. Absolutely free. It's a nice little visual aid to show how these energies come and go. And while you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. My newsletter people get a couple free readings every single year just for being signed up. It is a no-brainer. I only send one newsletter email every single month, and it's just for promo codes, save you guys money on readings and some updates. And we just launched the new Health or Chakra Scrub product a couple months ago. It's a very great audio product that you either get a whole health scrub about or a whole chakra scrub about. So it's physical health or spiritual health. Very great reviews on that. You guys will love it. Audio product. You don't even have to be there to get read. I use your birth date. And in fact, all of my products that I offer are personalized just to you. So there is no bubble Aries energy like what we're reading here, and therefore it is super specific. So that's going to wrap up everything, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. That's it for me. Have a great July.